Good morning, Paterson. We're here to celebrate yet another victory for our youth. Over a year ago, we were cutting the ribbon on the newly renovated baseball field here at School 25. And it was almost 10 years ago when my civic association in its first iteration built this playground. And I know what you're thinking, we're gonna have to upgrade it. So I'll speak to the principals who are involved with my civic association, primarily the First Lady. But today it's about tennis. And today it's about developing the next Serena Williams, the next Venus Williams, the next Coco Gauff, and I'll even say maybe the next Dr. Laurie Newell, who, as you know, was a very talented tennis superstar in Jamaica. But she'll elaborate on that a little bit later. I do also want to start off by thanking the members of my administration who made this possible. Quite frankly, it wasn't easy, but we're here, and that's all that matters. We're not going to dwell on the past. We're going to focus on the future. That's what today is all about. So I want to thank Dominic Stampone, representing our legal department. Let's give him a round of applause. Our engineer, who is the spitting image of Eli Manning, James B. McGrath III. Our DPW director, who got to keep his job with the Giants, Billy Rodriguez. Hi. Very good. And I also want to acknowledge the fact that we have a very active quality of life committee here in this neighborhood. And we're joined by the chairman, Vince Iannacone, who really cares about the 6th Ward. Always advocating text messages every morning. And just recently, in order to enhance the aesthetic appeal and also, quite frankly, in the interest of safety, we repaved both Michigan Avenue, Illinois Avenue as well, and we fixed the sidewalk. Yes, thank you, Vince. That's Vince. Squeaky wheel gets repaved streets. At this time, I want to hear from the aforementioned superintendent / tennis superstar, Dr. Laurie Newell. Tell us all about your prowess on the court. Tell us.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Very excited to be here. As the mayor has stated, I am a tennis player, former tennis player, so I know the value in sports and I know the value that it can bring to our kids here in the city. So really excited to be partnering with the city. Thank you, Mayor, for the opportunity. Also, we have our board members here, our board president. So just really wanted to say, looking forward, just happy that we're all working together, that we can bring, yet another activity upgraded for our students. And so really grateful about the future for our kids. And, who knows, I may come out and watch a tennis match here and there. So with that, I just want to turn it back to the mayor.
Thank you,
everyone.
And Madam Superintendent, I'm not quite sure if you're just going to be a spectator.
Spectator.
Because quietly, we did renovate the tennis courts at Eastside Park last year. And every weekend I've been practicing in anticipation for our matchup when we cut the ribbon, hopefully in March. So Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs have nothing on us. Speaking of recreation, this could not have been possible without the leadership of our assemblyman and the director of the Division of Recreation who's joined us today, Mr. Benji E. Wimberly. Please. I saw him at Duncan this morning.
Good morning.
Running.
Good morning.
Of course,
Running and gunning.
I want to thank the mayor and his 250 text messages on 25.
Put that in the paper there.
Yeah, Mr. President, I think he broke the record
Yes,
on text.
I agree.
It's well worthwhile.
And the raw ball,
the one thing to upgrade to School 25, it's a really emerging population here. And our summer camp program this past summer had 80 kids.
That's right.
And those 80 kids will now have the opportunity to have tennis instruction from former participants from recreation, former participants at Kennedy High School who now run our recreation tennis program. We now have indoor recreation tennis at School 27 while the weather is a little inclement. But these guys have done an amazing job. 2 young men from Paterson went to Kennedy High School, were part of recreation. Now they're coming back, giving back to the community. And I think that's so important, Mayor, Superintendent, that we continue to build on this with Eastside and Kennedy and the residents that have it. So we do have year-round tennis from recreation and at a whopping cost of $0. All you have to do is register. So if you're interested, make sure you get out there. We thank the mayor, the city council, the superintendent, the school board for giving our children and our residents this opportunity.
Thank you, Assemblyman. Right. So dovetail on what he said, I mentioned earlier that we renovated the tennis courts. Pastor, please join us. We renovated the tennis courts at Eastside Park. This year, thanks to the support of the city council, we'll renovate the Westside Park tennis courts.
Yep.
And in all fairness, we painted the Eastside Park tennis courts orange and blue. So we don't want our friends at Kennedy High School to feel like they are not as important. So the color code there will reflect. No, not orange and blue on that one. That'll be black and red, of course. This also could not have been possible without the leadership of a young man who just stepped down from the school board after a distinguished 12-year career where it was culminated in the presidency. And this young man and I used to run up those steps here at School 25 as a form of our physical activity. And he is no stranger to this section of the city and no stranger to what I call the campus here at School 25, and that is Mr. Manny Martinez.
Thank you, Mayor. I forgot all about that. Those stairs right there, we may have to get those done from the work we put in, running up and down those things, trying to stay in shape. But thank you to everyone who was a part of this endeavor. And again, however I can lend myself to anything positive for our community, for our children, for our constituents, I'm all in for that. I'm just happy to be a member of this team to continue to get things done and produce results for our city. So thank you all for being here, and let's go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Manny's very modest. When we used to run up the stairs, he always beat me. And it was bad. It was really bad. Also want to call forward the current school board president who voted in support of the MOU and making this possible, and that is Mr. Eddie Gonzalez, and I'm sure you'll also acknowledge your colleagues. Mr. President, go get him.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. And as the mayor said, yes, this is team effort. I thank our colleagues on the school board who supported this, and even those who were reluctant to. It's not because they do not care for recreation or our children. They just have all personal opinions as to what they see as us as a team moving this district forward. But I am so proud to stand here before you to show what collaboration can do between city government, our city administration, the council, and the Board of Education. When we work together, we can make things happen for the betterment of our children, for the district, for the community that reside here who will be benefiting playing here. Now I do have a challenge for the mayor and our superintendent. And the ribbon cutting, I challenge them to play a one-on-one tennis match.
I know
my money's on Dr.
Mine is
Newell
too,
as
so
well.
I'm practicing.
Just for the record. But I really appreciate everyone coming out because this is the beginning of a new era. We are going to collaborate more often, and we're going to do more for the city. And I really appreciate everybody here. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Superintendent.
And to dovetail on what our school board president said, my money's on Dr. Newell to win, but quite frankly, we should do it for charity. And whoever emerges victorious, I guess the money should go towards the respective budget, the school board budget or the city's budget.
I see that one in the school budget, right?
Yeah, that's true. That money's going to that school budget. I want to take the time out to acknowledge the council members that are here, especially the council president, our councilman from the 5th Ward. We always say that a shared vision equals a shared victory. And this year is going to be a banner year as far as investing in our youth is concerned. There are 3 more playgrounds we're about to build. 21st Avenue, Vreeland Avenue, and Cobb Park in our north side. Then finally, the basketball courts at 12th Avenue are going to be renovated as well. So a lot of these facilities, these sites that have been neglected in the past, thanks to the support of the city council, they will be remedied in 2025. So at this time, I'm going to call forward our council president, Alex Mendez.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What an amazing morning today. I believe we have the right partnership in place in the city of Paterson. And that's the reason why we invest in millions of dollars to support our youth, building park, renovating all the different parks. And let's not talk about the past. It was a lot of back and forth to get this project done, but we're here, and that's the most important thing. I'm excited to see the city council, the administration, and the Board of Education working in collaboration, because this is the right partnership. We're serving our children, we're serving our community, and I'm looking forward to see this grand opening. We not only have, as the mayor said it before, we have a state-of-the-art tennis court at Eastside Park. Now we're going to have the Westside Park, and we're going to have now at the School 25, this is state-of-the-art tennis court. And this is going to improve the life of all the residents. They're going to have a beautiful tennis court where they're going to be able to play and exercise at free and no cost. And it's definitely going to beautify the area and it's going to increase the value of this surrounding area and the property. It's a win-win for everybody. Let's continue working together to move the city in the right direction. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. I also want to thank and acknowledge Commissioner Della McCall from the school board for joining us. Let's give her a round of applause. And the gentleman who just sworn in gave me the honor, and that is Commissioner Hector L. Nieves. Thank you for joining us. Yes, so do I. That's his tennis court groundbreaking suit right there. Look at that. You got to wear that more often. You know, he works at City Hall. I've never seen you look like that before, Hector. Volunteering at the school board. All right. But nevertheless, we do want to hear from a gentleman who for the last almost 7 years has supported our endeavors, whether it's restoring Hinchliffe Stadium or making sure we build the first inclusive playground in the city of Paterson, which happens to be in the 5th Ward at Roberto Clemente Park. Ladies and gentlemen, our 5th Ward Councilman, Louis A. Velez. Keep it clean.
PG-13. So beside the good perfume that Councilman Mendez had.
Whoa, you were perfume?
Hold on. Sorry.
We're not judging. We're not judging.
All right, Councilman.
We're not judging.
So let me give a little bit of history here. All right. Out of the 36 years that I have in Paterson, I have 30 years knowing this place. I used to live in Michigan in Wabash, way before Mayor Andrew used to be a commissioner. He used to take wine to my house for that vote. I met Councilman Mendez in that store over there when he was campaigning for the school board in 2010. So, and my kids attended school 25. And one of the things I gotta say is this place, this playground, and this field, it's not just for the 6th Ward residents. It's for the residents of Paterson. Anybody that want to come enjoy our fields, our place, they could come down to this place and enjoy it. I just go to lobby like always I do when it comes up to groundbreakings and other places outside of 5th Ward. And we're gonna have a good conversation, a real conversation, Superintendent, and also with our future senator, that we need to put also money and invest in School 15 basketball courts. That's been dedicated for longest. But I think with the real conversation and putting the money where it's supposed to be, the residents of the 5th Ward will have a basketball court. And I think we have that relation and communication to be able to make it happen. So we are celebrating today. Tomorrow we're gonna play, and the next day of that play, we're gonna construct more playground for our kids because they deserve that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. And this is a win-win because not only will the tennis courts be ADA compliant, that by virtue of making them ADA compliant, the playground becomes ADA compliant as well with a brand new tennis court, new fence, and the United States Tennis Association approved the specifications. So that is a segue. Yes, that's a segue to our last speaker, who is arguably the most, or should I say the foremost tennis expert here in the city of Paterson, and that is Pastor Doug Goldie. Pastor, please.
All right, Pastor. Good morning. It's good to be here. Anytime you mention the word tennis, for me, it has been a pathway to success.
That's right.
Tennis took me to college, and it took me around the world. And here in the city of Paterson, I know what tennis can do for our young people, because I know what it did for me. I'm always excited when there's more courts, because if we keep them on the tennis court, we'll keep them out of the judicial court. And our goal is any city that prioritizes their children has a bright future. I'm not a Patersonian. I moved into the city because I wanted to have an impact. My avenue to do that is through tennis, because I know what it did for me. It took me around the world, got me to meet a lot of great people, took me to college, gave me an education. It can do the same for our kids in the city of Paterson. So let's get behind these initiatives, because tennis is a pathway to success for our youth. Again, if we keep them on the tennis court, we will keep them out of the judicial courts, and that's what we need. Thank you so much.
Wow. Wow. You gotta show him a lot of love. We're talking about tennis right here. That was excellent. You really held serve on that one, right? Is that what sorry, that was my fault. Double fault right there. Sorry. I couldn't. We got a little racket going on over here. It's okay. It's bad. It's starting to devolve. I do want to also acknowledge our Deputy Mayor, Maria del Pilar Rivas. And I'd be remiss, we have to thank our PA, our Business Administrator, Kathleen Long, because she made sure that the funding was in place so that we can break ground on the tennis court and other playgrounds and basketball courts. So Kathleen Long, from all of us, thank you for your leadership. So without any further ado or any additional bad puns, let's break ground on the new and improved tennis courts at School 25.
Stay strong, Mayor.
All right.
Yes. New tennis court! Yes! Perfume!
All right.
Chanel.
Okay.
Do another one more.
Okay, let's tennis court.
There you go.
All right.